Business Brain, episode 677 for Casual Fried AI, August 22nd, National Tooth Fairy Day, 2025. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where you or we come up with some ideas. We then crunch them. We dissect them. We use them to tune our business brains each and every time we get together, usually twice a week, so that we can each keep on living our charmed lives. Our sponsors for this episode include ConstantContact.com, where you can go and try Constant Contact free for 30 days, and Bitdefender.com/brain. That's where you're going to save 30% on Bitdefender Ultimate Small Business Security. Here, we'll talk about more of those in a little bit. But here in Durham, New Hampshire, I'm Dave Hamilton.
And I'm Shannon Jean. I'm still out in Lafayette, California. Happy FridAI.
Happy FridAI. I want to take a little FridAI detour, though.
Sure.
Because this National Tooth Fairy Day reminded me of a parenting story. But I think there is a business. There's a lot of parents, like running a business and being a parent. There's many similarities. They are not all similar, obviously. But I remember, and if you're listening with your young kids, we're going to talk about the Tooth Fairy, and I'll leave it at that. So you can choose whether we're going to keep on talking together or not, folks. But I remember I was traveling. I was down in Austin in our office there, and I would call my family every day, and I talked to my kids, and I talked to my daughter first, and she said, "Hey, did Mama tell you?" And I said, "Nope." And she said, "Yep, we talked to her about Santa and the Tooth Fairy and all this, and we know." And I said, "Okay." And I asked her, I said, "What do you know?" And she said,
"That's good." She
said, "Well, we know that like Santa's not real. It's you guys." I said, "Huh, okay." And she said, and Lucas, our daughter knows, or our son rather, knows too. I was like, "Okay." And she said, "Well, do you have anything to say about that?" I was like, "No." Yeah, like, "No." And she's like, "Well, like, is it true?" And like suddenly she was questioning everything.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" She's like, "Well, do you believe in Santa?" Like, she's like, "There's no Santa to believe in." And I was like, "Well, that's interesting." And she said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, I said to her, the only thing that has changed today is the entity that decides whether or not you believe in Santa has changed. It used to be me and your mother, and today now it has shifted to you." And she said, "Oh, do you believe in Santa?" And I said,
look at it.
I said, "I sure do." I said, "And what I know is that I wake up on Christmas morning and Santa has left gifts for the whole family." And she's like, "Well, wait a minute. Does that mean if I don't believe in Santa that Santa won't leave gifts?" And I said, "I don't know the answer to that because I have always chosen to believe." And she's like, "Well, I think I want to keep believing." And I'm like, "Sounds good to me."
Yeah.
And that was it. But it was an empowering moment, right? But empowering, and she was empowered to choose to believe in Santa and everything else if she wanted to, or not if she wanted to. Like, this was fine. The only thing that changed that day was that she gained autonomy over this decision to believe. But there was still the dream, and the dream stayed alive. And I think that there's something in our businesses where, with our teammates, our business partners, sometimes our employees, we work really hard to impose at times our vision on our teams and our company, and we have to. But at some point, if you can, it's really good to give your team the ability to choose to believe that without you telling them this is how it is. Because
or they can leave.
Well, but that's right. Yeah. I mean, at some point, that's what it would come down to, right? Like, if you're not on board.
Believe.
Yeah.
If you don't believe.
Yeah, but it can't be up to you all the way through. It's up to you in the beginning.
Yeah.
Just like it is with the Santa and the Tooth Fairy and the whatever else you got on your list there, the Easter Bunny and, all those things. But at some point, you got to shift that to them.
You don't have enough energy to carry it forever.
No.
You don't.
No.
And it is, in the beginning, all the energy to get things going is coming from you.
Yes.
Yeah, your optimism, your delusion, if you will, your unrealistic expectations, all those things help you create systems when you first get your business started.
Yeah.
But eventually, the energy has to come back.
Yeah, you need it. Right. You need it to come back in order to keep it alive because you can't keep it alive forever.
No.
Yeah.
And it could come back from your customers. It does come back from customers, but it also has to come back from the people you work with.
Yes.
They have to believe and they have to buy into the impact, your noble cause, if you will.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Right? Yes.
And we had a whole thing. We had a big thing in our building that said, we're changing the world one repair at a time. This was a temporary store.
Yeah.
And people would go, what do you mean by that? And I would just explain some examples. I said, this college student sent their laptop in and their thesis was on here and they couldn't get it. How did they get it back? And we turn it around and I could just over and over and over. I said, don't discount the work you do. It seems like it's kind of the human condition.
I know.
To often discount the work.
Well, it happens to me too. And when your team is on board, they can help you with that.
Yes,
just
correct.
like you helped them in the beginning. Yeah.
I love it. I really think this is valid.
Yeah. No, as I noticed, it was National Tooth Fairy Day. It of course reminded me of that moment. And I share that moment with new parents all the time. It's like if people want parenting advice from me, that's my go-to. It's like, you get to do this and cool. You're welcome if you want to use it. If not,
yeah. That's good.
More parenting advice later. No. We've got AI stuff to talk about later in the episode. Next, we're going to talk about our two sponsors because, this episode is sponsored by Bitdefender, a global leader in cybersecurity. And let me just say, they can save you from a very expensive mistake. If you run a small business, you know the drill. The invoices pile up, you pay them as fast as you can, and you hope nothing gets missed. But one day, I caught something weird. An invoice for a service we never used. It happens. It looks legit. It had a logo, a real address, even a phone number. It was a scam, right? You've seen this too. A totally fake invoice designed to trick us. And that's exactly why I recommend using our sponsor, Bitdefender Ultimate Small Business Security. It scans everything, emails, attachments, links, and flags shady stuff before anyone on your team clicks or pays anything. It even monitors for data leaks and helps you manage passwords and digital identity risks. It includes phishing and scam protection, unlimited VPN, password manager, and breach monitoring. And I love getting real-time alerts, right? We all do. It actually makes me feel like somebody's watching our back. Running a business is already stressful enough. Getting scammed on top of that? Yeah, no thanks. Keep your small business safe with Bitdefender Ultimate Small Business Security. Save 30% when you go to bitdefender.com/brain. That's bitdefender.com/brain for 30% off. And our thanks to Bitdefender for sponsoring this episode. And hey, when it comes to growing your business, we all know that engaging with customers is crucial, right? I mean, every business is in the customer service business. We say it all the time. But the real question is how to engage with customers. Most of us don't have the time, the skills, or the money to keep up with marketing every day. We're too busy actually running our businesses. That's why I'm so glad our sponsor, Constant Contact, exists. And I really can't wait to dive into what they're doing here. This isn't just another email tool. Constant Contact is an award-winning all-in-one marketing platform that lets you run email, yes, and text, and social media, and events, and landing pages all from one place. This way, we can finally ditch our ridiculous spreadsheets labeled, Marketing Chaos 2025, which really is just a copy of Marketing Chaos 2024. And Constant Contact's AI content generator, that'll turn your rough ideas into ready-to-send campaigns faster than you can brew your favorite cup of mint tea, folks. Add in hundreds of templates, automated sending, real-time reporting, and a 97% deliverability rate. I know. And I'm ready to live the charmed life knowing my messages are landing where I want them to. Like I said, I'm so glad I found Constant Contact and can't wait to get started. Get a free 30-day trial when you go to ConstantContact.com. Try Constant Contact free for 30 days at ConstantContact.com. Again, ConstantContact.com. And our thanks to Constant Contact for sponsoring this episode. So, Shannon, today we're the day that we recorded this, we recorded 4 episodes, 2 weeks worth of stuff because of the travel schedule that I have going on here, which happens sometimes. It's always, I think we both are in a flow where we come up with enough topics, sometimes too many topics, for each week. It's never like we rarely are digging deep into the recesses of our agenda to find things. But when we do 2 weeks worth, sometimes we dig. And today for FridAI, I did a little digging. And I started seeing some old topics that we'd sort of covered in different ways or maybe chose not to cover because we had better things to do. And there were several about operators and now agents with AI. And as I was looking at those, I started thinking, we've talked about it. We've chosen not to talk about it. We've put it on the list. It's been top of mind. Like, it's definitely there. And we've both used it in different ways. But I haven't found a use case for an operator or an agent that really is doing what I want or need in a valuable way. Sometimes it's fun, but it never delivers. Like, I haven't had it deliver something that's like, oh, I could, like this weekend we were playing with it. We had an idea for a children's book that really was like a snarky children's book for like people who we didn't think were parenting their children right. We're not usually all that judgmental, but we were having fun with it, And so my son started using an agent to like do all this. And it did okay for a little while, and then it went way off the deep end. I was like, yeah, okay. So fun and fine, and there were no stakes. We weren't actually going to publish this book. I mean, who knows, maybe. But, it wasn't like I need this for my business.
Sure.
And that's kind of how I've been using agents, is that way. Have you had success with them yet? I think maybe we're just not there yet, which is fine, but maybe I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I think that I've had a similar experience in the sense that it almost gets you there.
Yeah.
It's like it gets you to the 20-yard line and it kind of, I can't do that. Or
yeah,
I did it. I did that. And you're like, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. No, you didn't. It still doesn't work.
Yeah.
But I do see people in my kind of SMB bubble.
Same.
That I think are better technically inclined than I am.
Okay.
That have more familiarity using these kinds of tools that are doing some pretty cool things, but I couldn't give you like great examples of them.
Okay.
So that's probably telling as well.
Right. Well, that's the thing is, like, I'm part of a bunch of different like AI groups and things like that. And sometimes, the prompts that we get, that we share here come from those. And of course, we always link you through to them and all that stuff. I'm very transparent about that. But because we love crediting sources, we can't come up with all this stuff on our own, obviously. But I really haven't, like, even with that and even with actively mining them at some level, not just for my own sort of personal use, but for discussion on this show, in this segment, I'm actively out there mining them. And I just haven't found an agent, like a use case for an agent where it's like, oh my God, there's that slays. Like, we need to share this. It just hasn't come up. Now, I could have missed it. The algorithm hides things all the time. So,
I would agree with you. I mean, there's no doubt I feel like ChatGPT is probably the best thing I've ever paid $20 a month for.
Oh.
That's understatement.
Even $200 a month.
Don't tell them, but it'd be
I know.
you could pay $1,000 a month, and it would be I mean, it's saving me thousands of dollars, right? No
Yes.
doubt about it. Maybe tens
Yes.
of thousands. And
Yes.
so
we had a service we were using that was costing us about $100 a month. And the other day, Sadie came to me and she's like, "Don't renew this. Like, I'm not going to renew." I mean, she was managing it, but she's like, "I'm not going to renew this. I've been able to do it all with ChatGPT." And I'm like,
right.
I know.
Right.
I know.
Exactly.
Same.
So,
yeah.
From that aspect, I have, no regrets, but I don't believe it's there yet.
Yeah. That's okay.
At least for, I would call myself a casual user, even though I use it every single day.
Yeah.
I still think I'm not a pro user of it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty technically inclined. I'm not the most technically inclined person.
But far more than I am.
And my brain just sort of gravitates to that stuff. You know, and even with that, like the best, one of the best things I've used ChatGPT for, and I pay for this, is I pay for GitHub's Copilot, which is the coding assistant that you get.
Yeah.
That is like every time I use it, I am so thrilled with how well it works. It's just amazing what I can do. And being a programmer, using it to vibe code things, it 10x's my ability to code.
Yeah, I would say a lot of my stuff, absolutely. But that's not launching the agent, the browser.
No, I'm very engaged. I'm spending 2 hours, but I'm getting 30 hours worth of work done by someone that knows more than me. Like,
and we would love to hear if you're getting, if you're using Operator, an agent with one of these AI services, feedback at businessbrain.show. Reach out to us or find us on any of the social platforms. Just search for our name. You'll find either Dave or myself. And let us know, because we want to know. And I want to talk about it. And I want to feature it.
I know the day will come where I know the day will come where it'll have been 6 months since I started properly using agents, and it's just like we are with ChatGPT now. It's like you can pry that from my cold dead fingers.
Yes,
but I'm not there yet, and I want to be there. Like I'm willing to take some pain to get there.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go, dude. Yeah, for sure.
I'm eager. Yeah.
Me too.
Yep.
Me too.
Folks, let us know, like he said, feedback at businessbrain.show. And thank you very much for listening to the show and engaging with us. It means a lot to us. And obviously we have fun doing this and we get value out of doing this. But I don't think we'd still be doing it if it weren't for all of you. So thank you.
I agree.
Thank you for all of that. And keep living that charmed life and have a great weekend.
See you guys.